Please be advised there are spoilers ahead related to the property being watched and or discussed. Hello! Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome back, my dear subscribers and or viewers who haven't yet subscribed. This is where I like to watch, react, and just give my 2 cents worth about a couple of properties related to sci-fi and fantasy. In today's video, I am happy to share with you my condensed reaction to episode 9 from the first season of Fringe. This one is titled The Dreamscape, so I'm presuming we're going to go into the dream world, using fringe science and all. I don't know. Okay, so when it comes to what I've understood in the last episode, this is my informal recap of it. Episode 8, which was titled The Equation, yes. A lot of the sciencey stuff is a bit much for me, but it's okay. I had a club member nicely kind of explained what I saw at the end of that episode, and that is Agent Loeb putting his hand through a safe to grab an apple that he had put in there. And how it was described to me was that he changed the frequency of the molecular structure of the safe in order to put his hand through. So yeah, frequency changes the molecular structure, whatever. It was cool to watch. That's pretty neat, and I'd like to see him use that, in a different way. Perhaps walk through a wall or something like that. That would be really cool. But what I also, of course, took note of, and that was really tragic to watch and upsetting to see, but I'm wondering if they're going to carry on now further with that, is Walter had to go back to St. Clair Hospital to talk to a patient there who's a mathematician and to help them find the young boy that was abducted at the beginning of the episode. And the main thing that kind of really shook me up as a viewer who loves Walter was that the warden of the whole hospital, played by William Sadler, he threatens Peter, telling him that Walter is a danger and that he is going to go out of his way to take Walter out of his custody. Now, during my reaction, I verbalized my suspicion about this particular warden. I mean, his dislike for Walter seems more on a personal level. I could see some drama there, some extra narrative that the writers would put in on his end. Because when it comes to this whole pattern thing, if anything I will say that I got from this episode, especially from episode 7, is that almost anybody that they're introducing as characters could be a part of this pattern conspiracy, what thereof. And so I'm suspecting almost everybody. So don't be surprised if I'm like, she did it, he did it, like everybody that they show, okay? I might get annoying with that while trying to do it too much. But anyway, overall, that's the main thing that I got from episode 8. I'm excited to press play on episode 9. So without further ado, here is my condensed reaction to episode 9.
Well, Mr. Young, a rocky start, but I'll be letting the board know we're in good hands.
Thank you.
There's usually a crazy opening, so I'm not sure what to expect here. Something's gonna happen to him, since he's there all by his lonesome. Nice and spacious. Is that a butterfly? Oh. Oh. Unless that's... Oh! Killer butterfly? Okay, yeah, that's not a normal butterfly. Oh, there's more than one. Oh, yeah. Okay. What are you hanging around there? I'd run out of there. What is he doing? That's not realistic. I'm sorry. His reaction. Let me investigate some more. I just got slashed by a couple of butterflies. Oh my lord. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just so astounded with these openings. Kersplat! Massive dynamic. Oh. Dang. It was kind of comical though, the way they were attacking him on the table, but... Okay, so I'm presuming they're not real butterflies, or Maybe they're like a hybrid of something. Since it's at Massive Dynamic and they're doing all kinds of experiments. Something along those lines, right? Alrighty.
Massive Dynamic seems like such an innocent name for a corporation, don't you think?
That's odd.
What?
The lacerations on the body. These, no doubt, were caused by shards of glass, but these under the shirt.
They were caused by the glass. How come the shirt's not torn?
Wounds this delicate, most unlikely.
So what do you think caused them?
Too early to tell. It's a shame I don't have a lab I'd like to examine it.
You do have a lab, Walter. Your lab at Harvard.
Yes, I do. Don't I?
Okay, it's nice to know he was actually joking there. I look forward to seeing his reaction to the butterflies. Oh, Johnny, you're back again.
So why do you think he would jump to his death?
You sometimes see a small percentage who succumb to the stress of their responsibilities. And on occasion, the nature of our work.
They don't have cameras there?
I'm going to go wherever this investigation takes me.
I would expect nothing less.
And I would expect more from you than the polite appearance of cooperation.
Like what?
When one's domain includes the cutting edge of science, there is a risk of exposure to ideas that aren't easy to reconcile, certain realities. For some, it's too much to take.
That's saying a lot. Kinda.
He wasn't planning on killing himself 3 days ago. He just booked a plane ticket.
Where?
Omaha. On the 22nd of December.
Monarch. Oh. Connection to butterflies much? Yo.
You find something?
No.
Did she imagine that?
These wounds go all the way down to the bone itself, as if they originated on the inside and pierced their way up through the body tissue.
That is crazy.
Blood samples already. Anything in there that explains those lacerations?
No, I don't believe so. Typical medications. Although they could have been used as a carrier to transfer the foreign compound to the victim's brain.
What foreign compound?
Oh, didn't I mention it? A synthetic in the blood, an ergoline derivative. Perhaps he was treated for migraines, but it does not explain what caused these wounds.
Listen.
No, listen, don't bother making up a story, Peter. I know you're back. I need to see you. Peter.
I can't get away right now.
Well, then when?
Okay, Peter and his mystery is unfolding. Summon John to give you a clue. Presume he's gonna show up again. Oh. Ghost computer? Okay. This is crazy. How is that happening if he's in her mind? The sound coming from those boxes, she should have called for backup or something. Don't open it, Olivia! Oh my gosh.
Dr. Bishop wants you back immediately. He thinks you've cracked the case.
What?
You're not gonna believe this, but the guy who jumped out the window? Dr. Bishop thinks it's because of the frogs. I wasn't sure you'd be here.
That makes two of us. You're good, Tess.
If I can find you, then they can find you.
I know.
They'll hurt you.
Peter.
Nothing changes with you, huh? It's the same old Peter. You just play it fast and loose until it's too late. If it was easy enough for you to leave the first time, why should it be any different now, right?
I know that you believe that, Tessa. But you have to trust me, it was harder than you think.
I'm not kidding. You need to leave Boston and never come back, ever.
Is that what you want me to do?
How can you ask me that?
Tessa, look, it's coming.
Ooh, okay.
Michael.
Things have changed.
Yeah, apparently.
It'll be worse for you if you stay.
Okay. I like this intrigue. Michael, he's an abuser. What? He's a gangster or something, I guess?
So, Walter, what does this have to do with frogs?
Toads, actually. Bufo alvarez, a species which secretes a psychoactive compound. It is an hallucinogen, very powerful one, quite unlike anything I have taken. It directly affects the amygdala, which is the fear center of the brain.
So he imagined it?
So you're saying that Mark Young hallucinated being cut on his body and then his mind made it actually happen?
Yes. A very clever means of murder.
What do you mean, murder?
The potency of the dose that I found in Mr. Young's blood was at least 30 times that any sane person would ingest, which suggests that someone else gave him the drugs.
So whoever those frogs belong to may be the killer.
How'd you even find it in the first place?
Tell her.
It's a long story.
No! I'd love to see Astra's reaction.
Walter, the shed where I found the frogs, John Scott led me to it.
Because his memories are still in your head.
His memories?
Yes. Trapped like fragments, snapshots in your mind.
I mean, how long is this going to keep happening?
Could last for many years.
5 seasons?
I need to get it out. I can't keep having John's life flash in front of my eyes every few days. There must be something you can do.
Using a form of repressed memory therapy, you may be able to bring the memories to the surface and purge them from your unconscious.
You'd have to put me back in the tank.
The risk of physical, not to mention mental damage it might cause, could be catastrophic.
Walter, I'll do it.
Wow.
I need to do it.
Oh, we're diving right into it. Okay.
What you have asked me to do is pushing the boundaries of all that is real and possible. Not roasting a turkey.
Woo!
When you're in the tank, you must listen to my voice at all times. Last time you were in the sensory deprivation tank, you entered a state of shared consciousness with Agent Scott. During that time, part of his memories crossed over into your brain. I can help you to access those alien memories that your mind has repressed. My voice is your guide. It is also your tether to reality.
So we're gonna get a revelation of shit then from her mind.
Are you sure about doing this again?
All I want is for it to stop. But if his memories can do some good, then at least I wasn't deceived for nothing.
I don't think Peter's gonna like this.
Walter, what was the Bible for?
What is the Bible for?
Well, you're taking untested psychedelics, lying in saline with an electric charge in the base of your cranium. Among other things, I thought it appropriate to pray you don't get electrocuted.
He tells her now. I think at that point I'd be like, ah, get me out of here.
You see the end of the escalator, Olivia. You will step off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment, look around. What do you see?
Lights. A door.
There's a door.
Good. Walk through it. Tell me where you end up.
I'm in a restaurant.
Does it Look familiar?
Sort of. This is where we had our first date. And there we are. This is our first date.
What's going on?
She's gone back in.
What? Olivia went back in the tank. Why?
She thinks John Scott had information about the man who killed himself.
So what? You went back in the tank to go talk to John
And
Scott?
to see his memories.
I need you to adjust the drugs.
Well, what did you give her this time?
Drugs I'd rather be taking myself. Set the IV to 10 drips per. Heater, please.
Peter. I feel your qualms with this. I just hope there's nothing bad that'll happen at the end.
I'm getting up. What should I do?
Fear not, this is just a memory. Just visiting. They cannot see you.
So she'll see this moment from John's perspective.
John.
He cannot hear you or speak with you. You're in a memory. He cannot interact with you.
I loved you. Tonight. During dinner. I loved you. Did you ever have any feelings for me at all, or was it all just...
Well, he had an engagement ring. I thought that was proof.
Mark Young killed himself yesterday.
Whoa.
He sees me.
No, Olivia. He
This is
definitely
weird.
does not see you.
This is so weird.
I'm in John's car.
Good. Do you see any clues?
I'm alone.
He must be there. Find out where you are.
There's 4 men. There's John, a black guy, one who looks Latino, and the 4th I can't see. I don't know who they are.
His partners.
All right, I'm good.
Oh my god, it's Mark Young. I see him, he's here.
So he full on knew the
Hear
guy.
anything?
I'll get closer.
Now you just do your part and we'll take care of it. We do this one deal and it's hasta luego.
Such a good mystery. Oh my gosh, I love this so much.
He's just a little nervous. See the look he gave when you told him how much you were willing to offer?
I hope you're right. If we get into another Ashley situation, we're screwed.
Ooh, boy. This is insane.
That's it. That's the Latino guy I saw in John's memory. He's the only one of the 4 still alive. We need to figure out who he is and find him.
So she's suspecting that those guys from the deal are being killed off?
John's memories gave us a lead. So I better get a move on. I need to see Bordel's.
You want some company?
No. Thanks.
Olivia, if you need me, I'm here.
Yeah. I know.
Yep, she knows, alright. I hope they become a couple.
And we believe that this man was part of an underground group responsible for brokering the sale of a synthetic hallucinogen manufactured by Massive Dynamics Drug Division. The drug can easily be mass-produced as a cheap street drug, or worse, in its potent form, used as a chemical weapon. Apparently, it can literally scare you to death. We're gonna need Massive Dynamic to disclose every project that Mark Young was working on.
You're right. Although that'll be easier said than done. I'll see what I can do.
How cooperative really would they be with that? Guess we'll see. I guess that's Michael. Ha! Peter's not effing around.
If you touch her again, I'll kill you.
And I think he means it too. That side story is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I need you to cross-reference all of John Scott's case files with Mark Young. Yeah. Hold on.
From me to Sharon. Mark Young's project.
Damn! His connection to Nina is useful. Good idea. Translate them to numbers. It's a match?
Hello, I'm calling on behalf of your long-distance carrier.
I'm not interested. Never when you're calling again, so take me off your list, okay? Hasta luego.
Ah, the Latino!
We do this one deal, and it's hasta luego.
Nice tie-in.
I need this phone traced. This is our guy.
Got it. It's a landline, but it was forwarded to his cell.
Where?
He's in transit on Route 3, heading to Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh,
Charlie!
he spotted you. Another chase scene. Hit by a car.
It's okay.
What's he gonna say? What's his excuse for running?
I want to make a deal. I'll tell you everything I know.
I'm not sure what you have to trade. Under Title 18 of the U.S. Code, we have you for possession of chemical weapons, on top of suspicion of murder of Mark Young.
I want protection.
You mean immunity?
No, I mean protection. From Massive Dynamic. Massive Dynamic killed him.
Evil corporation at play. Finally, it's bumping up.
Massive Dynamic killed Mark Young?
That's right.
Why would they?
Maybe as a warning to any employee who's thinking of doing the same thing.
I think it's easy to invent a story that you think I want to hear.
Really? Did I invent ZFD? Flight 627, the Northwoods group, John Scott, the pattern. The whole thing is a hoax. It's all a smokescreen. So Massive Dynamic can do whatever it wants to whoever it wants. William Bell is the devil, and I can prove all of it, but only if I get protection. John Scott told me about you. Immunity and complete protection, and I will tell you everything I know.
Girl, get your recorder out. Start taking notes.
No matter where my investigations take me, they always come back here.
Well, I don't know what you've heard since we last saw each other, but I would hope that my cooperation would have garnered some benefit of the doubt.
Right. Oh, morphine drip.
What took you so long?
See, I believe that your cooperation is an illusion. It never leads to something tangible. It only leads to more questions.
Are you sure you're feeling well, Miss Dunn? I think perhaps you're perceiving things that are entirely in your mind's eye.
Interesting choice of words. And he's seeing John Scott too?
Well, I understand that you captured your suspect. I imagine that in an effort to seek an immunity agreement from your agency, he's attempting to blame Massive Dynamic for all his foul deeds.
Are you protecting your CEO, William Bell?
Yeah.
Because if you are, now is the time to tell me.
When is this William Bell guy gonna show up anyway?
I seriously doubt that your witness will be able to provide any actionable evidence to implicate Massive Dynamic or William Bell of any wrongdoing.
Okay, this is freaking me out, man. How's he seeing him?
I was anything.
crazy shit. Like, I'm really starting to believe John's a ghost. Like, a real, physical ghost.
Nana.
Our witness is dead.
What?
Oh, wait, no.
Seems he was drugged with the same substance as Markiel.
How? We had guards on his room.
We don't know yet.
But a nurse saw his throat open up right before her eyes.
Need a shot.
Excuse me.
She got to him.
I suggest you keep your unfounded accusations in check.
Oh, it's crossing a line there, huh? It's gonna maintain his alliance with Nina.
I need to go back in. There are too many questions. Like who's working for whom and why, who should be arrested, who's plotting what, and if John had the answers, then the answers are still in his memory, which means that they're in my memory.
It's done.
Please, Walter, we're wasting time.
It's dangerous.
I am prepared to take that risk.
Really, though, Olivia, are you? Like, you'll die, likely.
You will damage yourself. Every time you go back in, the risk of permanent damage, seizures, aneurysms, memory loss, death.
If I don't go back in, others may die.
And if you do, the death could be your own.
Olivia, come on. Be reasonable here.
There are no guarantees that you will retrieve the memories you're looking for. And remember, there can be no interaction with him. You can't just ask.
He did see me.
No. No. That is not possible.
In this show, anything seems to be possible.
I will try to develop a safer technique. But not tonight. You need to rest.
This is quite a kerfuffled moment.
Tell him to have the money or I'll have to break his legs too. I gotta go. What the hell happened to you?
He's back in town. Peter Bishop.
Peter Bishop. Rita.
Gangsta shit, right? Mafia or whatever. A new email from John Scott. And here's where I'm just so confused. If this is in her mind, or is this actually physically happening? Her computer just turned on. People, come on. This is crazy. Yeah, it's done. Oh my god. I don't even know what. My mind is swimming with all kinds of stuff. Alright, I'll be back with some thoughts. Hang on. If you're like Walter and you believe in prayer, pray for me. I'm gonna need as much encouragement to keep going with this show. Not because it's bad, because it's so damn good, but it's so full of a lot of information. So I'm just a bit worried that I may not be able to really keep up. And at the same time, I know it's a good challenge for me, right? It's always good to challenge yourself and learn to take in information. Or perhaps I'm just over speculating too much as I'm watching. That's why it just seems like a lot. I'm sure it's that. Anyway, the scene that I've picked as the standout scene from this episode is when John looks over at Olivia in her memory, or their shared memory in her consciousness. That was really creepy. And in my reaction, I had a moment where I was kind of expressing my doubts that John is really not there. And what I mean by that is, since one viewer has described this show as being a mashup between Supernatural and X-Files, I'm wondering if John is actually what Supernatural would call a ghost, a spirit, but Fringe may label it differently with scientific terms. So essentially, I'm now kind of believing that John's there still. His consciousness is active. because throughout the episode, her laptop turns on twice. And it was confusing for me to understand, is that her mind imagining her laptop turning on and then seeing information? And that's how she's able to interpret his memories, right? That's the visual way to show me as a viewer how she's perceiving his memory through the physical part around her. If that makes any sense. So that's so fascinating. So it keeps me really just so engaged and very intrigued. And when it comes to the side story now they're introducing with Peter, I knew that was going to come up, and of course they definitely hinted strongly at that in episode 1. Peter's past, catching up with him, starting with the young woman, I can't remember her name at the moment right now, his ex-flame it seems, and she's now with some dude named Michael who's abusing her, and I'm presuming when it comes to Peter and that, it's, gang related. And when I mean gang, I mean like professional mafia-like type people, something along those lines. People who are just not up to any good in society. And Peter had perhaps some past tie alliance with them, and that's now going to jump in the story. So I'm curious to see if it's going to connect itself to the narrative with the pattern and all that, or is it really going to be a separate story just for character development for Peter's side of everything. Anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is I like to see if Peter's backstory intertwines with Olivia's and the pattern and all that stuff. So there's a lot to look forward to. One thing's for sure, even if things get just really a lot for me to process, it's so much fun to watch. And I'm very, very, very thankful to have dedicated club members who share their feedback with me, as well as amazing viewers here on YouTube who are very kind to leave non-spoiler but clarifying comments. I really appreciate it. So in terms of my Ashamoji, this is a solid 5, people. This episode had me thinking from beginning to end. It had me going all over the place with a bunch of thoughts roaming all over. I mean, killer butterflies. The opening of every episode is what I'm really looking forward to watching now, and I almost think like the opening needs its own emoji rating, but I won't bother with that. So there you have it. That's my reaction to episode 9 from the first season of Fringe. Share your thoughts about this episode, clarify whatever needs clarifying, correct me if I need to be corrected, but keep it spoiler free. And if you want access to my full reaction to this episode, which also includes extra commentary, details about how to go about doing that is in the description box below, as well as details on how you can support this channel if you're not interested in being a club member, but you want to help me grow on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. In any case, I'm going to press play on episode 10, and I look forward to sharing my reaction to that one very soon. I'm peacing out. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.